So whenever you're ready, just give him the.
Oh, I pressed it.
You should have two other people in here. Who were the other people I read off for you? TJ and
Jackson.
Jackson.
I can spark it. I pressed the button.
Jackson's on his way up with his laptop. Geography will not start until after this final has been completed. So you do not need to worry about rushing. Geography will not start until this final has been completed because no one will get packets until this final is complete. Jackson's coming up. He should be here in a moment of music. He's coming here with his laptop to do his homework. Yes.
We're not going to get that close until. Yeah. We'll see how quick they do this. Laptops? I will say that we will have to be faster than that. I know you're faster than that. We ain't here for you guys Varsity? Yeah. All right, we're gonna Alan, can you buzz in? Alan, what's your last edition? Go ahead, right over here. Next Alan. S-H-O. Last name. John spelled H-A. John spelled H-J-O-N-S. Okay. Over here at the end. Robert W. Robert W. Evan S. And then right over here. B. While we wait, does anyone have any questions that I can answer? What are these? We'd love to know. What's your price?
Thinking about it.
$1 billion.
Okay, good. All right, but how much money do we contribute to this pot? Let's be civilized men. Okay, 250K. All right. That's good. Like $4. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe we decide who's gonna win. I'll put the money together.
I don't know how to do it. You just split it based on the money, so.
No, we obviously fight to the death. Ball. Come on, it's gonna be fair. Medley battles.
I lose my
justified.
My G2. Very sharp.
I tell that.
But I had taken him to national school because he was back there for like 2 days straight.
Oh man. A modern style.
Yeah. And the best was I found a second one lying on the ground another day later. Got lucky.
Chose my gospel.
Yeah. I need to put Cold War question in there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So, actually, just a quick note, for those of you who win a trophy, you can't take boxes that is scrubbing by as you're flying on a plane.
We can or can't?
Can.
One trophy for a cardboard box, at least I believe is the third.
Good trophy. They probably won that trophy.
Oh, yeah. Those were trophies for, oh, yeah. They give you like a box full of styrofoam packing pellets and a little bottle.
We're giving the third place trophy to the third staff that shows up.
Whoa!
Which is apparently
All
quite
right,
strong.
place your bets. When are we getting off on it?
All others, if you're doing GOE finals, I would take a wager bet of 1147.
11:47. So I'll bet. What about you?
I see it's.
I'm going, you know, yeah.
1147.
11:47. I'll bet it.
No, I didn't say that, I said and 30 seconds.
Got it. Oh, and 30 seconds. All right. There we go.
It's a very good compliment considering I was off until 12 o'clock. Basically,
So you, how good are you at a middle school level math?
how good am I at visible?
Yeah.
Terrible, like, yeah, generally, I'm not really bad.
All right, we're gonna start.
Or we have that time for the other.
Here's what you can really do. Do you think you can do live scoring each question, like someone doesn't have to score change?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay.
If I don't play, remind me.
All right. Hopefully that will help with the score check as much as possible. You can always request a score check.
Is this supposed to be like live stream?
It is being live streamed
It is being
on,
live streamed now.
it's on the YouTube channel.
So we're at the JV US Finals. Congratulations on being the card. Is everyone ready to begin? Good luck. The final starts with toss of one. This man led a faction to support allies in municipal positions called the Political Education Project. This man won a narrow general election over Bernard Epton, the first Republican after 1927 to surpass Aaron Washington for 6 points.
Green 6.
Toss of two. Aided this contingent during this period of unrest sacked the offices of the German language daily Vecca at Turner Hall. Local editor Frank T. Howard was arrested in the wake of this event after he criticized the president's suspension of the writ of habeas corpus. Militia from Massachusetts and Pennsylvania, en route to the U.S. Capitol, put down this event, known as the first bloodshed of the Civil War. Anti-war Copperhead Democrats from Maryland spearheaded the points what riot in Baltimore, which occurred under the name Causeway. That's time. These are the Pratt Street riots. Toss of 3. This man left the firm Skidmore, Owens, and Merrill in 2006 after nearly 40 years, stating that he was probably better known in China than in his hometown of Chicago. This architect of the Wuhan Greenland Center also designed the Central Park Tower, the second tallest building in New York. One building designed by this man is notably not connected to a sewer system and uses a fleet of trucks to remove human waste. The designer of the unfinished Jeddah Tower.
Smith?
For 4 points.
Adrian Smith. That is not me right.
John with 4.
Yes. Toss of 4. The alleged father of this woman was one of many white indentured servants at Colonel John Mottram's plantation, Cohen Hall. Before the death of this mixed-race woman's alleged father, she was placed in the custody of Humphrey Dickinson until her 15th birthday. However, Dickinson sold this woman back to Mottram in the colony of Virginia, with her husband, William Rootstead, acting as her lawyer. For the points, who is this enslaved woman who sued for him?
Elizabeth Key.
For 4 points.
Evan, you have 4.
Toss of 5. One book by an author of this surname spawned over 100 basic nationalist clubs and was followed up by the sequel Equality. In that novel by an author with this surname, Julian West lives for 113 years, waking up to find a Boston.
Irving.
No, minus 2.
Evan, 2.
Waking up to find a Boston in which everyone eats at public kitchens and retires at 45 years of age. Shared by socialist cousins and authors, including the author of the Pledge of Allegiance, Francis. For the points, what is this last name? He? No. From Francis, minus 2. What is this last name of the author of the utopian Gilded Age novel, Looking Backward, Edward? Time. This is Edward Bellamy or Francis Bellamy. Toss of 6. The sponsors of this bill were the House Foreign Affairs Committee chairman who denounced the French intervention in Mexico, and the senator who would have become president if Andrew Johnson's impeachment trial was successful. This bill required an ironclad oath of 50% for 5 points.
Robert, you have 5.
Toss of 7. This man penned the lyrics, "In freedom we're born, and in freedom we'll live," in a Revolutionary War tune titled Liberty Song. While a member of the First Continental Congress, this founding father drafted notes of the 1774 petition to the king, and this man was the principal writer of the Olive Branch petition in 1770.
John
Time.
Nicholson. John Nicholson.
Yes.
From Pennsylvania.
Robert, you have 10. Evan, you're back at 0.
Jackson, would you like to get set up here?
I'd say just.
Okay. Toss 8. The author of this work was described by Theodore Roosevelt as the best American I ever knew and the most useful citizen after the 2 collaborated for years on police reform. After the publication of this work, Woodbury Bend was demolished and replaced with a park. This work inspired the development of a committee which published the Tenement House Act.
I'll give it half of this.
For 5 points.
Evan, you're at 5.
Toss 9. During the Revolutionary War, this man's residence, Belvedere, was burned by British troops. The earliest U.S. Secretary of Foreign Affairs was this man, who, along with Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and Robert Sherman, was a member of the Committee of 5. In April 1789, this man administered the oath of office during the inauguration of George Washington, known as the Chancellor, as he was the first Chancellor of New York. For the points, one founding father shared his name with his father, known as the Judge.
Livingston.
Yes, Robert Livingston.
Robert Livingston is got by Robert from Livingston.
Robert, you are 13.
Toss of 10. Early attempts to skirt this law involved Taiwan and were coordinated by John Singlaw. The second law of this name attempted to strengthen its provisions by removing an intent loophole in response to rocket attacks which blew up oil storage tanks, devastating the port area of Toronto. Laws of this name, introduced by a Massachusetts Democratic congressman, were violated by a scheme headed by John Poindexter and Oliver North, involving arms sales to Iran. For 4 points.
Robert, you're at 17.
Toss-up 11. This senator led the subcommittee on juvenile delinquency, which primarily focused on comic books. This senator, for 6 points, it was.
Evan, you're at 11.
Toss-up 12. From 1948 to 1949, this entity was led by Charles W. Thayer. Willis Conover became the longtime host of the jazz program that this entity initiated in 1955, despite opposition from Congress. Section 501A of the Smith-Lunt Act prohibited the domestic propagation of certain information traded by this entity for audiences abroad. U.S. agency
Voice of America.
for 5 points.
Evan, you're at 16.
Toss-up 13. Tal Cheney coined the name for this event, which closely coincided with the retirement of Willis Van Devanter. This event is often seen as having brought about the end of the Lochner era, which is characterized by deregulation. The central figure in this event for 6 points.
Robert, you're at 23.
Toss-up 14. 6 divisions of infantry under this band, casualties of which included officers such as Patrick Cleaver, occurred at a battle known as Pickett's Charge in the West. This Kentucky native broke through an enemy line at Gainesville while commanding the Texas Brigade. This man lost the functionality of his left arm after a wound at Gettysburg. And this man's instructor at West Point, George Thomas, defeated him during a Tennessee battle. Defeated at the battles of Franklin and Nashville for the points. Who is this Confederate general? No, -1. That's time. This is John Bell Hood.
Robert, you're at 21. Reed, you're at 5.
Toss-up 15. Alexander Haig spent a month pressing for this document by pointing out a mutual interest in opposing American incursion from the Soviet Union. Xiao Guanhua agreed to remove all mention of treaties from this document when negotiating with Henry Kissinger. The use of the word acknowledge in lieu of accept in this document is considered a classic example of constructive ambiguity. Paris Peace Accords, -2. A February 1972 effort by the US and China to work towards diplomatic relations for the points. What is this document? That's time. It's the Shanghai County Week.
John, you're at 2.
Toss-up 16. A bench in Washington Park names a quote from this man saying, Portlanders understand and appreciate how differently beautiful is this part of the world. This man first gained prominence through his coverage of the Mexican Revolution for Metropolitan. This man who covered World War I, the socialist magazine The Masses, was portrayed in the 1982 film Reds by Warren Beatty. For the point, he is an American activist and journalist best known for his coverage of the October Revolution in 10 Days That Shook the World. Time. This is John Reed. I heard something in the audience. Please keep it quiet. I didn't hear Reed, I heard John, which is still a lot. Toss-up 17. A 2012 Modernization Act updated penalties for violations of this act, which originated after an inconclusive investigation led by Morris Shepard. A senator from New Mexico lends his name to this act, which includes a clause prohibiting any active part in one practice. United Public Workers v. Mitchell found that the Constitution was not violated by this act, which was created in response to the growing power of the WPA. Prohibited forms of political activity by members of this for 4.
Robert, you're at 25.
Toss-up 18. This politician's novel, Deliver Us from Evil, is framed around the death of an IRA informer. This man's dislike for Ted Cruz was summed up in a statement that he would take cyanide if Cruz ever got -2. If Cruz ever got the Republican nomination. This man once claimed that there are too many mosques in America and oversaw a set of radicalization hearings regarding Islam. This one-time chair of the House Homeland Security Committee represented South Shore, Long Island during his 1993 to 2021 tenure. For the points, names New York congressman who retired in 2020. For 3.
Robert, you're at 28. Reed, you're at 3.
Toss-up 19 will do a full score check after 20. This inventor of the lambda calculus used it to prove that the Peano arithmetic is undecidable, and this founding editor of the Journal of Symbolic Logic edited its review sections for more than 40 years. This man's namesake theorem proves that the Einstein's problem is undecidable. A father of computer science who articulated a thesis about the nature of computable functions with one of his students For the point, who is this man under whom Alan Turing studied? That's time. This is Alonzo Church. Toss of 20. In response to this event, Nelson J. O'Shaughnessy claimed that he might take military action to uphold national dignity. Henry Mayo ordered a 21-gun salute to be fired during this event, which was refused on the grounds that Ignacio Morelos Zaragoza had apologized. Victoriano Huerta's refusal of terms brought about during this event led to the occupation of Veracruz by American forces. Arising after American sailors on the whaleboat were removed at gunpoint for 4.
Okay, full score check. Alan at -2, Shunok has yet to score, John at 2, Robert at 32, Evan at 16, Reed at 3.
Toss up 21. This Vermont politician replaced fellow Republican Thaddeus Stevens as the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee and filled that position until moving to the Senate in 1867. In reaction against Mormonism, this politician sponsored an eponymous act banning polygamy in U.S. territories. -2. The succession of southern states allowed this politician to push for a referendum tariff revising the tariff in 1857. Sponsoring Natick Land Grant College Acts in 1862 and 1890 for 4 points.
Robert, you're at 30, Evan, you're at 20.
Toss of 22. 5 years after this act was signed into law, a set of its provisions was tested in the Supreme Court case United States v. Johnson. Harvey Wiley was a chemist who advocated the passage of this act. In describing a work that inspired this and a similar act, the statement "I aimed at the public's heart and by action"
Cure Food Drug Act.
for 5 points.
John, you're at 7.
Toss of 23. The line, "We shall stand by you with a devotion that no foreigner can approach," appears in this speech, whose order became referred to as the Great Accommodator by one group. The central figure urged his audiences to do one action in agriculture, mechanics, and in the professions before claiming that nearly 16 million of hands will aid you in pulling. Delivered in 1895 at the Cotton States and International Exposition, this speech urges audiences to cast down your budget.
Like the Atlanta Exposition speech. 5-2 Chloe.
Prompt.
Oh, WB to Watson.
No. -2. Cast down your bucket where you are. For the points, name a speech by Booker T. Washington. It's time. This is the Atlanta Compromise speech.
John, you're at 5.
Toss of 24. At UCLA, this man published his doctoral dissertation, The Immediate Successors of Justinian. This man who collaborated with Judith Tarr to write House of Gods, also co-wrote a work on Anglo-American relations along with actor Richard Dreyfuss, titled The Two Georges. One book series by this man starts when Union forces do not intercept Special Order 191 for 5 points.
Robert, you're at 35.
Toss of 25. One leader of this group, Lazarus Stewart, was killed during the Battle of Wyoming. This group marched in a central legislature, but left when they were promised a hearing by Benjamin Franklin. The Susquehannock were targeted.
Paxton boys.
Yes, and that's still 6 points.
Shunok, you're at 6 points.
Toss of 26. Patrick Hurley maneuvered successfully to have this person replaced by Albert Wedemeyer. This person embraced the broken Latin motto, illegitimi non carborundum. This person disagreed with General Claire Lee Chennault about how to best respond to the Japanese invasion of China. This person led a retreat from Burma to Assam, India, and Barbara Tuchman wrote a Pulitzer-winning book that prominently featured this person, who was referenced in the book's title. For the points, name this person known as Vinegar Joe. For 3 points.
Robert, you're at 38.
Toss of 27. An 1818 account by Henry Dearborn accused this then deceased leader of cowardly leadership in an effort to bolster his own run for Massachusetts governor. This man was brought in front of a military tribunal after he and Aaron Burr gave up both -2, both Fort Montgomery and Fort Clinton to the British. This man is given credit for heavily fortifying Breedskill during a 1775 battle in Boston. Serving alongside William Prescott, for the points, what gave your commander the Battle of Bunker Hill? For 4.
And who was that last name?
Evan.
Evan got it right, Robert got it wrong.
On 4, right?
Yes.
Robert, you're at 36. Evan, you're at 24.
2028. This artist stated his belief that his most common genre was the representation of God in the visible creation in his letters on landscape painting. This man worked in other modes, such as his portrait of Reuben Reed, a frequent patron of this artist. Many of this man's landscapes depict small humans and suggest philosophical themes with titles such as Progress and the First Harvest of the Wilderness. Depicting William Cullen Bryant and Thomas Cole and kindred spirits were the points who was this member of the Hudson River School. -1. Times Asher Durand.
Evan, you're at 23.
29. Key businessman Ted Barth partnered with the designer of this item, a Dutch-American engineer who developed this prototype while visiting his mother in Zurich. Mark 15 was another name for this item, which military men sometimes called the football.
Did you pick those?
No, -2. Consisting of various mirrors and affixed to a gyroscope, this item was developed to pinpoint certain targets from a 6-mile altitude aboard vehicles like the B-29 Super Fortress. Used on aircraft from World War II through Vietnam, were the points, what was this item used for accurately dropping payloads? That's time. This is the Norden bomb site.
Alan, you're at -4.
Toss 30 after which we'll do another score check. This co-founder of Mammoth Biosciences discovered the unusual method by which hepatitis C synthesizes viral proteins. This scientist discovered that method while working on her most famous breakthrough involving a protein from the bacteria Streptococcus. This co-author of Memoir of Rapid Creation crystallized and determined the 3D structure of the tetrahymena group 1 ribozyme at Yale University. The 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry was awarded to Emmanuel Charpentier and, for the points, what American biochemist pioneered the use of the gene editing technology CRISPR? Time. This is Jennifer Dubna. Score check.
Okay, score check. Alan, -4. Shunok at 6. John at 5. Robert at 36. Evan at 23. And Reed at 3.
Okay, thank you. Toss up 31. To prevent the destruction of this document, James Warren Ayer moved the building in which it was signed, which was later restored by William Morris Hunt. Introduced by Joseph Warren, the signing of this document was preceded by a meeting at Cornwall Hall. This document's endorsement by the First Continental Congress was described as one of the happiest days of my life by John Adams. Civil disobedience toward the Boston Port Bill was among the provisions of, to the points, what 1774 resolved, through which it makes a county denounced the intolerable acts. 3 points.
Robert, you're at 39.
Toss up 32. One of this man's subjects, a Nazi collaborator who had been punished with the loss of her hair, was shown in the shape of women of sharps. A representative of the FIJL who participated in the Sierra Muriano was the subject of one photograph by this man. Only 11 of whose photographs from the collection focusing on D-Day survived. That subject was photographed by this man wearing a cartridge belt during a Spanish Civil War engagement.
Alan,
For 5 points.
Evan, you're at 28.
Toss up 33. This person was a member of the laissez-faire bourbon factionist party when he was elected president. Many Muslims were for 6 points.
Robert, you're at 45.
Toss up 34 after which we will do one more score check. Art made by this group frequently includes nature-inspired double-curve motifs. This group is known for their sweetgrass and ashwood baskets, which are still made from Presque Isle, Indian Island, and other reservations belonging to the group. Chief Greylock and Chief August led this alliance of Algonquian-speaking peoples during the Dummers War. Made up of the Maliseet, Micmac, Penobscot, Passamaquoddy, for 5 points.
That was.
Score check after 34.
Did we just have a national championship decided?
What's up?
Okay. I'll stick around.
Alan at -4, Shunok at 6, John at 5, Robert just went out with 50, Evan at 28, and Reed at 3.
Okay. One last question. Good luck. This composer's early works were directly inspired by minimalism, including his piano works, China Gates and Bridging Gates. This composer won the 2003 Pulitzer Prize for Music for a piece for orchestra, chorus, and children's choir and pre-recorded soundtrack titled On the Transmigration of Souls.
Adam.
For 5 points.
Okay. In first place, we have Robert with 50 points. Second place, we have Evan with 28 points.
Robert, come on first. All right. Second place.
Evan.
Congratulations.
And then third place, we have Shunok with 11 points. Fourth place, we have John with 5. Fifth place, we have Reed with 3 points. And sixth place, we have Alan with -4.
You got 5 and welcome to the class. Come on up. Otherwise,